The NFL has suspended former Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker for the first 10 weeks of next season for violating the league's personal conduct policy.
The NFL just delivered one of the most shocking punishments in recent memory, and the entire football world is reeling from the aftermath. Justin Tucker, the legendary Ravens kicker and most accurate kicker in NFL history, has been absolutely crushed by the league with a devastating 10-week suspension that has sent shockwaves through Baltimore and beyond. What the NFL just announced doesn't just end Tucker's incredible career with the Ravens, it completely destroys his legacy and leaves fans questioning everything they thought they knew about one of the game's greatest specialists. This isn't just another suspension, this is the fall of an NFL icon, and what just happened will leave you absolutely stunned. On Thursday, June 26, the NFL dropped the hammer with a punishment that nobody saw coming.
Finally, after several months of allegations and several months of wondering and denials, Justin Tucker has officially been suspended by the NFL. The former all-pro kicker for the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best kickers of his generation, who was released earlier this offseason after the Ravens drafted a kicker.
Justin Tucker has been suspended for the first 10 weeks of the 2025 regular season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. The suspension takes effect on August 26th, and Tucker won't be eligible for reinstatement until November 11th. But here's where this gets absolutely devastating. Tucker was accused of sexual misconduct by 16 massage therapists from 8 high-end spas and wellness centers in the Baltimore area, according to the Baltimore Banner. All of the alleged misconduct reportedly occurred between 2012 and 2016, during Tucker's first 5 seasons in the NFL. The suspension resulted from discussions between the NFL, Tucker's representatives, and the NFLPA before the case would have gone in front of a disciplinary officer. Tucker will not appeal his suspension, accepting the league's decision to close this matter quickly. The most accurate kicker in NFL history, with an 89.1% field goal percentage, has been suspended following these serious allegations. Here's what makes this story even more explosive. The Baltimore Ravens didn't wait for the NFL's decision. They saw the writing on the wall and made one of the most brutal business decisions in franchise history. The Ravens released Tucker on May 5th, cutting him with 3 years remaining on a 4-year, $22 million contract. The decision-making process was described as complex by Ravens officials, involving head coach John Harbaugh, owner Steve Bisciotti, team president Sashi Brown, and general manager Eric DeCosta. The team had been concerned about a possible suspension even before the NFL's investigation concluded. Coach John Harbaugh's comments revealed just how devastating this decision was. I mean, you're talking about arguably the best kicker in the history of the game, Harbaugh said. But in the end, it all comes back to what you have to do to get ready for your team to play the first game. General manager Eric DeCosta called it an incredibly difficult decision when they announced Tucker's release. The Ravens had to weigh keeping their most reliable player against the uncertainty of a potential lengthy suspension. This wasn't just a roster move. This was a franchise cutting ties with its most reliable player because they knew something devastating was coming. What makes this story even more devastating are the voices of the victims. "I don't think it's enough," one massage therapist told the Banner. "He got 10 weeks and we have to deal with this the rest of our lives." The attorneys representing the massage therapist didn't hold back. It would have been simple for Mr. Tucker many months ago to have apologized and acknowledged wrongdoing. Instead, Mr. Tucker insisted on falsely attacking the credibility of the victims. Tucker's agent tried damage control. "We are disappointed with the NFL's decision. We have advised Justin to accept this resolution and close this matter." But here's the brutal reality. Tucker is 35 years old, coming off his worst statistical season with a 73.3% field goal percentage that ranked 31st in the NFL, and now faces a 10-week suspension that makes his future uncertain. The Ravens' attempts to replace Tucker have already hit major roadblocks. Baltimore drafted Tyler Loop in the 6th round, the first kicker ever drafted in franchise history. But Loop's minicamp performance was brutal. He went 2 for 4 during team period, missed a PAT and a 42-yarder, according to Jeff Zrebiec of The Athletic. The pressure got so intense that Lamar Jackson and Patrick Ricard had to encourage Loop after he missed kicks. Meanwhile, undrafted free agent John Hoyland was 4 for 4 at the same practice, creating uncertainty about who will handle kicking for a Ravens team used to automatic points. Tucker was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, and the most accurate kicker in league history with an 89.1 field goal percentage. He holds the NFL record for the longest field goal at 66 yards and was a key part of the Ravens' Super Bowl 47 championship team. This was supposed to be a Hall of Fame career built on clutch kicks and unmatched accuracy. No matter what Tucker accomplished on the field, his name will always be associated with this scandal. The greatest kicker in NFL history has become a cautionary tale about how off-field actions can destroy even the most impressive careers. At 35 years old, with his reputation damaged and facing a suspension that keeps him off the field until November, Tucker's path back to the NFL faces significant challenges. The combination of his age, recent performance struggles, and this suspension creates major obstacles for any potential return. The Justin Tucker era with the Ravens has ended. The suspension represents a dramatic fall for one of the most accomplished kickers in football history, and the ripple effects will be felt throughout the league. What do you think about Justin Tucker's 10-week suspension? Is this punishment fair for the allegations, or should it have been longer? Do you think any NFL team will sign him after he's reinstated? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you think the Ravens can survive without their legendary kicker. Smash that like button if this news shocked you as much as it shocked me, and subscribe for more breaking NFL news and analysis. Hit the notification bell so you never miss when we drop the latest NFL bombshells. The Los Angeles Lakers just delivered a crushing blow to Jerry Jones, and he doesn't even realize it yet. On Wednesday, June 18th, the Lakers shattered every record in sports history with a $10 billion sale to Mark Walter, CEO of Guggenheim Partners and owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. ESPN's Shams Charania broke the news that this represents the largest sale of a professional sports franchise in the world. Here's where things get interesting for Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. The Lakers were estimated at just $8.07 billion before this sale. They sold for $10 billion, well above their estimated value. Meanwhile, the Cowboys sit at a $10.32 billion valuation, according to Sportico's February 2025 estimates. Forbes valued Dallas at $10.1 billion in August 2024, making them the most valuable of all 32 NFL franchises. The math is simple and devastating for Jones. If the Lakers can exceed their estimated value by nearly $2 billion, what could the Cowboys fetch on the open market? Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports put it bluntly. The reported $10 billion sale of the Lakers would mean the Cowboys, who own their stadium, would go for a number much higher than their perceived valuation. We're talking about potentially $15 billion. Maybe even $20 billion. The NFL generates far more revenue than the NBA, and the Cowboys own their stadium, something the Lakers don't. This isn't speculation anymore. The Lakers just proved that sports franchises can sell for billions above their estimated worth. But here's the kicker. Jerry Jones will never know what his team could actually be worth because he refuses to sell. Jonathan Jones said, "The Joneses won't sell the team, which makes a realistic valuation improbable. The Cowboys remain stuck with an owner who values control over profit, even when that profit could break every record in sports business history." Mark Walter's purchase includes keeping Jeannie Buss as governor, with the Buss family retaining at least 15% ownership. But the real story isn't about basketball. It's about what this sale reveals about Jerry Jones and his financial priorities. While Jerry Jones sits on a potential gold mine, he's busy playing investment banker with his star player's contract. Micah Parsons has established himself as one of the NFL's most feared pass rushers in just 4 years. The market rate for elite pass rushers sits at $40 million annually after Myles Garrett's extension. Parsons knows this. Jerry Jones knows this. Yet no contract has been signed. The delay isn't about negotiations. It's about Jerry Jones maximizing his investment returns. Every month Jones holds on to $40 million generates approximately $332,000 in returns, based on Investopedia's estimates of 10% annual profit. That breaks down to 0.83% monthly profit on a $40 million investment. This pattern isn't new. The Cowboys delayed contracts for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott until the 11th hour, despite knowing market parameters well in advance. All that time, the money worked for Jones while players waited. The same strategy applies to Parsons, who creates a ripple effect across the entire defense. Offenses must scheme specifically to neutralize the 26-year-old playmaker, creating opportunities for his teammates. Adam Schefter believes Parsons will become the highest-paid defensive player ever, with projections exceeding $200 million total and close to $40 million average annual value. But no meetings between Parsons and Jones have been reported. The holdup? Jones clearly prefers holding on to his money as long as possible. The timing couldn't be more perfect for comedy. While Micah Parsons waits for his record-breaking contract, Jerry Jones just approved a massive 400% pay increase for Cowboys cheerleaders. The squad will earn approximately $1,600 per game, up from $400. One current cheerleader called the raise life-changing. Reddit had a field day with this news. The cheerleaders got paid before Micah Parsons, one fan joked. Another responded, maybe he should put on some hot pants and white boots and Jerry Jones will give him whatever he wants. The cheerleader situation reveals deeper issues with how Jones operates. The Cowboys classify cheerleaders as independent contractors rather than employees, avoiding minimum wage requirements and benefits. These women wear team gear, access restricted stadium areas, and follow strict guidelines, yet receive no health care or workplace protections. In 2016, a judge ruled that Buffalo Bills cheerleaders must be considered employees, not independent contractors. The case highlighted how each woman made $1,800 per season, while the team generated around $256 million. That's a massive discrepancy that NFL teams have exploited for years. The Cowboys doubled cheerleader wages from $200 to $400 in 2019 following a lawsuit. Now they've quadrupled that amount to $1,600. While the increase is significant, it remains a fraction of team revenue. The Dallas cheerleaders are especially popular, featuring their own television show. Yet Jones has historically underpaid them relative to their contribution. Cowboys fans watch the Lakers sail with a mixture of fascination and jealousy. They're not just envious of the record-breaking price tag, they're jealous of what Mark Walter represents, an owner willing to spend big and delegate responsibility. Walter owns the reigning World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers, which have carried a top-5 payroll for 5 consecutive years. He delegates decisions to qualified experts like President Stan Kasten and President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman.